What? Oh, you gotta be proactive. You gotta be proactive. Yeah, you know, it's all about making things happen, right? You know, and we're happy to have Lisa Azizi in helping producing the broadcast, and of course it's a Monday morning, and that means time for a life recipe for success, and we welcome back Danny Lynn. Hey, welcome back, by the way.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Good to see you in studio for a change.
I know, I love it here.
No reports on the road anymore.
Nope, I'm actually local today, so figured I'd stop by and we could talk about another success ingredient.
Okay, what are we going to do? This is kind of different. Are we beginning a series this time
Yeah,
around?
a couple weeks ago we talked about the importance of leadership, whether you're a manager of an organization or you're the head of your household. The bottom line is, or even just leading yourself, leadership is so important when it comes to you becoming successful. And there were 6 key steps we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
If you recall, building trust, accountability, prioritize, delegate, empower, and have vision. So today I thought we should break each segment out and talk about each segment.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about building trust today. That's our success ingredient.
Building trust. That can be a difficult one. Okay.
It is. What comes to mind for you?
Well, you know, I know, you know, because one of the first things, of course, that I know is that trust is something very hard for me to give.
Yes.
I'll say. Now, are you talking about trusting others or having others trust you?
A combination.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to being a good leader with yourself, you have to build relationships with others, and that foundation is trust. So for me, when I think about trust, it's that special bond you have between yourself and another person. Whether it be you're trying to have them trust you or you trust them.
Yeah.
You either have it or you don't have it, and you can't have a relationship without trust.
No.
Would you agree?
I think so, and probably one of the things that is difficult for me, and at least I've said this many times before, is trusting others to do work, and that really comes to that whole delegating thing. And you can know that before from experience that we've worked together before, and you would say, hey, you know, just ask me for a status report, and what that was all about was that I couldn't, you know, give up that control or trust you completely. You know, it was silly anyway. You did all of your work, and you know, I felt like a moron afterwards. But you know, the thing was, it was tough for me to go over. So you're right, and you've kind of tried to help me with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just automatically trust people. See, for me, I automatically think that, you know, you're given a little bit of a trust tank when you first meet somebody.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like playing also a game of cards. You're given a bunch of cards to play your game. You can either add more cards to that trust tank, or if you lose trust with that person, you can lose cards. And eventually, once you lose all your cards, it's very difficult to build that trust again. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But what about trusting too much and then you get burned?
That's going to be a fact of life, though.
Okay.
You know, it's a great point.
Yeah.
I think one thing people need to understand when it comes to building trust is that sometimes your trust is going to be broken, and that's going to happen. That's life, unfortunately. It's about picking up the pieces and moving on, and clearly communicating that someone had broken your trust and give them a second shot. I believe so.
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does, and that probably would help make you a better leader as you go along.
Yeah, I mean,
you can get through that.
Nobody's perfect.
No.
Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, it's very difficult to make that trust bond stick. And the rule number 1 for this week when it comes to building trust is just remember that it's so much easier to maintain the trust with someone than it is to lose their trust completely and try to rebuild that trust bond again.
Yeah.
It's so much more difficult. So when you're talking about building trust, a couple of keys to keep in mind this week, it's about communication. Make sure when you communicate with somebody else that you're really listening to them and you're asking questions and you're being present. Because if you're engaged, don't be texting all the time. You know, because if you're texting, people are like, I can't trust this person. They're not listening to me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about taking action, doing things for people when they least expect it. Like if you happen to see a magazine article for someone that they would like, hold on to it and give it to them when you see them.
Okay.
That's an action that you can show that you really pay attention to what's important to them.
Well, yes, that's a good point.
Be authentic with yourself. Be authentic with others. Don't be fake. People can be right through it. I can't trust you if you're fake.
It's true. We've all met fake people. We've seen them a lot at parties.
Yeah. Number 4 is set clear expectations when it comes to plans. Like a lot of times people say they overpromise and they underdeliver. That's another recipe for not building trust, because if people keep saying one thing and doing another, then that sends mixed messages. And last but not least, when it comes to building trust with others, be sure to follow up and follow through. Just because you have a conversation one week doesn't mean in a couple weeks you can't say, hey, how was that party you had, or how was that company party, or how was this, and follow up because it shows you're listening and paying attention. So those are key steps to building trust this week.
All right, this is a good start. This is good. This is going to be a good series. And don't forget, by the way, if you want to read more, you got articles. We've got YouTube videos up there
right.
now.
See those?
Yeah, that's great. So check it out. Can you all get that from the liferecipesforsuccess.com or?
Yeah, I mean, liferecipesforsuccess.com is where the blog is. If you actually Google it, you'll see our YouTube videos on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Check it out. liferecipesforsuccess.com. Danny Lynn every Monday morning after the news at 6 in WATD. Bye, Danny.